Hey, hey guys, Daryl Key 4 here, and today I am gonna be watching the excellent one WWE Vengeance 2003 review by a YouTube channel I've been watching for like a year or two by this point. His name is Wrestling Premier. This is the perfect opportunity to watch this video because the SmackDown pay-per-view WWE Vengeance 2003 turns 18 years old today. And let's start watching this video, shall we?
What is up, guys? Wrestling Premiere is here. The best damn SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. You can't tell me nothing. This event featured a variety of matches that for the most part delivered. To me, it's a very great resemblance of SmackDown 2003. But I think all about the good to come from that year, it seems as if the show itself peaked in the summer. And like I said, Vengeance 2003 is like the best example of it. Compared to Raw, Thursday's UPN show was much better for a multitude of reasons. For one, the main event scene was actually great. On Raw, Triple H was holding the title, having extremely forgettable matches with Scott Steiner and Kevin Nash. Actually enjoyed their cell match though. And the main event scene made the whole show look bad, which I don't think is right, because the mid-card and the women's division had some decent programs. Programs such as HBK Y2J, Christian and Jericho, of course, Randy Orton's Rise, and yeah, like I said, Triple H makes this show look bad even though it wasn't, like the whole main event scene. The rest of SmackDown though was stacked from bottom to top. The mid-card featured future world champions. The Cruiserweight division was always delivered, and I don't even need to explain the main event. Kurt Angle was on top. The show had a hell of a lot of momentum and would remain this way until WrestleMania 20. With that said, Vengeance 2003 was held in the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado on July 7, 2003. 9,500 were in attendance to witness the greatest barroom brawl ever. And I should note that it was the first SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, so the buy rate was 365,000. The SmackDown pay-per-view for the most part never reached that record, and with regards to the theme song, it was priced to pay by Stain.
Well, hey, shout out to WWE using Stain's song Price to Play for their SmackDown pay-per-view Vengeance. I've listened to that theme song multiple times on YouTube, and it is one of the top WWE pay-per-view theme songs. Well, like during the first half of the 2000s.
Okay, time to get into it. The first match is for the WWE United States Championship. Eddie Guerrero meets his old buddy Chris Benoit in the tournament final. So let me explain things. WWE felt that having a mid-card championship on SmackDown was the right choice. It was, because the title gave the other guys something to do. Add to that, it had a rich and prestigious history, so it was somewhat of a big deal. Now, at this point in time, Eddie was slowly gaining notoriety amongst the fans. It was in midst of failed heel run that the fans saw through. They didn't want to boo Eddie in 2003. As reserved for Triple H. Chris Benoit, on the other hand, was in some sort of holding pattern. It seemed as if he was eventually going to ascend to the top of the card, but at the moment was stuck in the mid-card. Okay, bell rings, collar and elbow tie up. Benoit's really eager to get his hands on Eddie. Eddie steps chant from the crowd as Chris is craving a fight. Guerrero quickly goes to the arm lock, but nothing's accomplished as Benoit kicks up the intensity. Knowing Chris's demeanor, Eddie Guerrero runs to the outside and back in the ring. He goes to work on that left arm. Benoit rolls around before looking for the crossface, and nobody was locking in their respective holes. It was quick. They were escaping each other's moves. Eddie, though, knocked Benoit down, receiving a negative reception. Test of strength goes Benoit's way, so Guerrero once more targets the left arm. From there, the match kicked up a notch, leading to some very fast-paced, evenly matched action that barely went Eddie's way. Back in the ring, Eddie drops his opponent with a side headlock, applying pressure, shoulder knockdown, and again, Guerrero's executing a hold. Benoit couldn't get out of this run. It wasn't until Eddie went for the tombstone that Benoit countered and hit the Scott Norton special. He then quickly went for that crossface, but Eddie reached that rope, and on the outside, Guerrero's catching a breather when a wild Wolverine appeared. It took a while for Chris Benoit to take control, but he's in it now. The man intelligently attempted to dissect the shoulder, opting for a crossface later on. Eddie Guerrero, though, had other plans. The Hurricane was a success, but not enough for the 3 count. Still, though, he continued on offense. Benoit took one of those reverse suplexes directly at his neck, and things seemed dire. Now Eddie was getting confident. Even when Chris was delivering those chops, he still found time to rake him in the eye, and thus the comeback was unlocked. Eddie tried his best to halt this momentum, but that clearly didn't work, and now that both men were down, it was anybody's game. Once Benoit went for that cover, Eddie barely kicked out. It was time for the German suplexes. He had a brace, but Eddie countered himself into a crossface. Crowds cheering absolutely into the match, wondering if that hand was going to slam the mat, but he reached the rope. Despite this, Eddie grabbed Benoit and also hit a brace. The third one, though, was from the top rope, so technically it is a hat trick. And he realizes it's his moment and goes up top, but unfortunately, though, Chris Benoit kind of moved away. He caught the shoulder, though, and after the replay, we discovered Guerrero on the receiving end of a powerbomb. Chris then locks in that crossface, but again, Eddie made it to the rope. Because of this, he was starting to get frustrated, He was angry with Eddie Guerrero. He's kicking out. He's escaping his holds. And this leads to some ref shenanigans. The ref gets knocked down, and Eddie grabs that belt. He blasts Benoit before successfully hitting a frog splash. 1, 2, no. He kicked out. I swear, that shocked me. I legit remember Eddie winning it with a splash. In light of a Benoit kick out, Eddie brought in the title again and instead hit the ref with it before dropping it on Benoit, making it seem like he was responsible. Since the belt blast was equivalent to 5 tombstones to a referee, Guerrero's plan failed, and to make matters worse, Chris Benoit was wide awake and he locked him a crossface. Now he was tapping when it didn't matter because the ref was down. So he watched the headbutt and the poor ref just couldn't catch a break. He simply breathed for a moment. 1 second later, he's unconscious. To top it all off, Ryder runs in to aid his buddy Benoit. Actually, I gotta mention that it's a swerve alert, because he ended up goring Chris instead, and Eddie couldn't believe it. Knowing that it was very immoral and wrong, he didn't care and went up top for the frog splash. 1, 2, 3. First, WWE United States Champion Eddie Guerrero. He managed to etch his name in the annals of history. Awesome opener, from the technical rest.
It was a 100% opener, a great opener overall to kick off this SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, that being Vengeance 2003. Guerrero, Benoit, amazing opener. I give this opening match a 4.25 rating.
All the way up to the conclusion. Excellent. One of the best matches of 2003 for certain in WWE. Like I said, they had the awesome, the effortless, the flawless technical wrestling. They got the crowd popping near the end. It was incredible, and it's crazy to think these two friends, they worked their way up the ladder together. And it's also insane to think that these two would end WrestleMania 20 on top several months later. That's crazy to think about. But yes, excellent opener. Perfect match to kick off the show. In the back, Mr. McMahon's arguing with his daughter over Linda's treatment, so he promised to discuss this on Raw. The next match was Indecent Proposal. Billy Gunn meets Jamie Noble. Long story short, Jamie Noble inherited a lot of money. Far more than he... Rey Mysterio, Billy Kidman challenged the world's greatest tag team for the belts. I haven't watched this in so damn long. The last time I watched it, it felt like a 5-star match. Then again, this was 7 years ago and I was stupid. Still am, but not to that degree. Okay,
this was one of the best tag team matches of the Ruthless Aggression era. Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio taking on the world's greatest tag team for the coveted WWE Tag Team Championships. This was such a great tag team match overall, and this one also gets a 4.25 rating from me, because this tag team match was just that good.
The bell rings. Shelton quickly gets arrogant, but Ray shows him what's up. Kidman gets the tag, and he immediately goes for that low drop kick. Benjamin was desperate to right the ship, but Billy was very evasive. That was until Shelton knocked him on his back. Charlie's in, and quickly he goes for the schoolboy, a side headlock, shoulder tackle, leapfrog, and Billy connects. Hospital doesn't stay down, opts to go the aggressive route, and this doesn't work for the moment, and Ray's in. Awesome leg drop, but Shelton breaks the fall. Haas responded to this with that full Nelson sign before throwing Ray into the corner, and thus begins the isolation. Shelton Benjamin's tagged in, and he tosses Ray 12 feet in the air. Headlock on Ray leads to his eventual comeback. Kidman gets the tag, and I assume he pressed Y because he's on that hot tag. He made a huge mistake that was luckily fixed by Ray as he goes for the 619. Shelton pulls him away, and he dives onto him, and Kidman's like, I could do better, and hits a damn shooting star press. What the hell's going on? The fans were going crazy at this point. It was unbelievable. In the ring, Kidman goes for the cover. 1, 2-0. Once again, the referee's back was turned, leading to the world's greatest tag team taking advantage. This is this body slam backbreaker that probably would have ended the match, but Ray broke the fall. So Shelton locked in the red hook ranger. Kidman's getting bent like a pretzel, desperately calling for Rey Mysterio, who was very far away. The fans tried rallying him on, and once he got the tag, the ref didn't notice, and you'd think Mike Chioda was a damn lineman. So the dissection of the back continued. Kidman, though, found his moment, and once again, the fans are cheering. Ray's tagged in, and already this guy was hitting some insane moves. Ray was quick, elusive, excellent in his execution of moves. He was an absolute sensation. Taz was completely joyous about this match, and in the ring, Rey Mysterio hit 6-1-9. Hell, even connected with the West Coast pop, a Mike Chioda. He had it.
Or dropping the dime, which is also called that.
A terrible night, and he didn't notice the cover, so Shelton took advantage, got rid of himself and Kidman, and then the challenge was connected with a slick-ass hurricane. The crowd erupted. Kidman thought the title was theirs, and the fans couldn't believe it. Since Billy was knocked down to the outside, Ray attempts to drop Haas, but he catches him, and it just came from out of nowhere. Like, I didn't expect that to finish the match. Shelton connected. Taz and Cole thought he was illegal in the match, but it turns out he made a blind tag. That match was straight up bonkers. It was one of the best tag team matches WWE ever.
And possibly one of the best ones of the Ruthless Aggression era, especially in the summer of 2003. Man, I miss the old WWE rock songs for pay-per-views and stuff. It was such a great and simpler time to be a wrestling fan.
Had my opinion. Ray and Billy, they had such impressive chemistry. Ray had a hell of a lot of.
Well, yeah, Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio have known each other since their WCW days. Of course, they have like amazing chemistry together. Also, but before I continue this video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Premier's YouTube channel. I put the link to his channel and the links to his social media in the description box below. Let's continue on with the video.
Tag team partners in the WWE. It's crazy to think that he never actually teamed up with Kidman and had a full-on run. Those two, I don't think they botched a single move, like by the looks of it. They were so effortless in their attempts, the Hurricane, the shooting star, everything was excellent coming from them. I loved it. If you somehow never watched Smash, then you're missing out. It's not 5 stars, obviously. I was over-exaggerating back then. But this match of the night for me, I'm just going to say it right now, was my favorite match. The next match was between Stephanie McMahon and Sable. Okay, so Mr. McMahon's in a relationship with Sable's.
Man, Stephanie McMahon with that SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain attire. It looks similar to the one that she would wear in the game when she's not in her SmackDown GM role.
Stephanie didn't appreciate the disrespect coming from her, and so the intensity's off the charts. They hate each other, they want to kill each other. Not only that, but McMahon made her Stephanie's personal assistant. That's the feud in a very small nutshell. Immediately, McMahon went after Sable, leading to a one-sided fight in the crowd at ringside. Sable quickly took control in the bell rings. Once again, Sable was confident, almost screwed up in the process, and at this point, she was all about the disrespect rather than wrestling. It was all about proving a point, and in doing so, she unlocked the uber-aggressive Stephanie. Stephanie's temper was hitting the best of her, and it was reaching the brink of disqualification. Sable was looking like a jobber, but she was taking such a huge beating that her clothes were being ripped up while she was the light of the crowd, and the ref had to intervene and give her a shirt. All of a sudden, A-Train runs in, and Stephanie dies. Sable goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Well, that deflated the crowd. Legit, 20 seconds earlier, they were cheering, going crazy, and now zero reaction. Like, Sable wasn't even getting booed. It was legit crickets.
Jack, everybody thinks...
I didn't really like this match, Intensity was there, but I got bored with the same stuff. It's not terrible, but I wasn't feeling it. Like, it did what it was expected, though.
Mhm.
It's not like I expected a technical wrestling match. It's not. I expected a fight, and that's what we got, but like I said, I just didn't like it. The next match was between John Cena and The Undertaker.
This match was billed as old school versus new school. The dangerous big evil takes on the doctor of thugonomics. Well, this whole feud between Mr. Taker and Cena was about the Undertaker teaching the young white boy rapper John Cena respect. John Cena made his WWE debut on the SmackDown brand in late June of 2002 as this clean-cut rookie babyface who will wear like these colorful tights. But when John Cena turned heel in late 2002, the Doctor of Thugonomics was born. He would cut raps and rhymes to his opponents before matches, and he would show no respect to anybody on SmackDown, including including the including the SmackDown audience slash crowd. This this match helped John Cena up to that main event level. Let's continue with the video again.
Old school versus new school. Long story short, John Cena, after a year in the WWE, decides to offer an open challenge. After barely winning, he opts to attack Orlando Jordan, leading to The Undertaker appearing. Cena's acting arrogantly, showing no respect to anybody, and The Undertaker wanted to teach him a lesson. Of course, he had to mention
A lesson in respect, that is.
Graveyard moment where Cena pissed on a tombstone trying to stick to The Undertaker. It's just so random. He came out donning a Larry Bird jersey for freestyling. He felt as if he didn't need leather pants or tattoos to look cool, and if The Undertaker thinks he's winning, and he's a stupid motherfucker. Taker took a while to get to the ring, which KD once again is mind games, I assume. Bell rings, collar, and elbow, and Taker's trying to teach him a lesson. Turns out John could give zero damn, and this unlocked angry Undertaker was all about those abdomen strikes. Cena had to desperately bounce back with some H2O, and this only served to anger an already angry Undertaker. The man couldn't catch a break and was looking like he was back in 2002. Still a better performance than WrestleMania 34, though. It was a completely one-sided affair. Taker hits old school, even hit the chokeslam, and instead of ending it there, the assault continues. As the Undertaker goes for the last ride, Cena escapes and DDTs him, so one window closes, but another opens. He opted to try exposing the turnbuckle, but the Undertaker woke up. He ends up pulling it in the end, leading to the Undertaker running straight into that shoulder, and John was smart and quickly going after the attack, Even though Taker was fighting back, he thought in an instant, and before we knew it, the dead man was bleeding internally. Undertaker was barely in a vertical vase. He had to force himself up and got lucky with that clothesline. He locked in the Dragon Sleeper, but again, Cena's on the ropes. John took advantage of that injury and hit a spine buster before working on the midsection, but he messed up and boom, he received the clothesline. The commentary, though, showered him with praise because, for one, he countered the tombstone, and two, it went toe-to-toe with the conscience of WWE. At this point, Undertaker was losing focus and was choking Cena illegally. Ref gets distracted and boom, he gets blasted with the chain. Cena is measuring him. Slowly, Taker gets up to his feet, and Cena is the FU. It's a success. 1, 2, no. He's seething, and he immediately goes on the attack. Several strikes in the corner leads to the last ride. He lost focus, like Tess said, and the veteran capitalized. 1, 2, 3. Good match. Great story. John Cena's arrogance was blinding him so badly to the point where he didn't realize just who the opponent was. That's why I like this match. And it makes sense that The Undertaker would win. I mean, why the hell would John Cena win this? It's all about teaching a young guy some respect, and that's exactly what happened here.
Well, that was a great feud between the Undertaker and Dr. Thugonomics John Cena overall? Well, because it was about the 10 plus year veteran, the Undertaker, who was in his big evil biker persona at the time on SmackDown. He wanted to teach the rapper, a young John Cena, a lesson in respect, and that's what exactly happened. And he in the Undertaker won the match. A great storyline, a great match overall, and and it also gets a 4.25 rating from me again.
Oddly enough, these two never really faced off that much following Vengeance. Like, they had some very random TV matches, with the best one probably being their match in 2004. But like I said, I just think it's odd that they never faced off following Vengeance 2003. And don't give me that WrestleMania 34, because that was barely a match. Next up, Mr. McMahon meets Zach Gowen. So Gowen was this kid who overcame adversity. Despite the fact that his leg was amputated, he made it to the WWE.
I'm just gonna skip this.
Who the hell was booing? I could hear with my ears when I was watching the pay-per-view. Doesn't matter what happened afterwards. Doesn't matter that Brock Lesnar flat out murdered him.
In front of his own mother, or he got pushed down a flight of stairs by Brock Lesnar also. And also I do like that song "Stay Out of My Way" by the band Seether. Not only Zach Gowen used that song, that track, as his WWE entrance theme, but that song was also used as one of the official soundtracks for the film Freddy versus Jason, which was released back in August, in mid to late August 2003.
He still faced Vince McMahon in his debut, and nobody can take that away from him. Pay-per-view, I should know, debut. In the back, Josh Matthews interviewed Eddie Guerrero over that controversial finish. Guerrero could care less, a win's a win, and Benoit's to blame for that loss. He befriended Rhino in the first place. Eddie was like, who needs friends when you've got the U.S. title? Mixed reaction from the crowd, but by the end of August, he was one of the most over wrestlers in the entire WWE. And the main event, Brock Lesnar's defense of the WWE Championship in a triple threat match against the Big Show and the returning Kurt Angle. Okay, Kurt Angle's on my screen, so I'm excited. I've heard great things about it, but again, I haven't watched it in several years. The main event seen on SmackDown had loads of momentum to it. Brock Lesnar Big Show were causing destruction, whether it involved a ring or a forklift. Kurt Angle was back after having surgery, and it was all going to come to a head. Too bad the promo of this match was dubbed on the network. Like, it's really one of the best from that era.
Well, yeah. They WWE, the network, of course, they had to dub Price to play by Sting. They had to dub it over because of copyright stuff.
I was like, you know what?
Well, you have to watch that promo on YouTube, either on DVD. If you ever watched Vengeance 2003.
I gotta go on YouTube.
Oh, my bad. I exit the video by accident.
And the main event, Brock Lesnar's defense of the WWE Championship in a triple threat match against the Big Show and the returning Kurt Angle. Okay, Kurt Angle's on my screen, so I'm excited. I've heard great things about it, but again, I haven't watched it in several years. The main event seen on SmackDown had loads of momentum to it. Brock Lesnar and Big Show were causing destruction, whether it involved a ring or a forklift. Kurt Angle was back after having surgery, and it was all going to come to a head. Too bad the promo of this match was dubbed on the network. Like, it's really one of the best from the era.
And like I said before, they had to dub it over because of copyright reasons. If you want to see that promo with the Stained track price to play, you're gonna have to watch it on YouTube or on DVD.
I was like, you know what, I gotta go on YouTube and watch it, and I did just that. Pumps you up for the match. Okay, the bell rings, and the two good guys immediately go after the Big Show, who clearly wasn't working. Right out of the gate, he chokeslammed.
Primal Kitchen condiments and sauces are made with high-quality ingredients that make
Lesnar and Angle took notice breaking the fall. Angle was fairly confident in knocking down Big Show this early on, but failed miserably. He was utterly dominant, and Brock runs in and actually inflicts some damage compared to Angle. Not much, though. Big Show hit the final cut, but Lesnar kicked out. Angle thought screw it and brought in two garbage lids. Those two tried double teaming him, but again, Big Show was in form. This guy was on the run of his career. As he attempted a chokeslam, the good guys countered into a chokeslam of their own. Lesnar goes for the cover, and thus the friendship was fractured for one night. The champion managed to hit F5, but Kurt luckily rolled out. He goes to the F5 on the Big Show, but Angle dragged the ref out of the ring. This clearly angered Brock greatly, responded by throwing Angle to the steel steps. As the commentary team was saying, Big Show regained some energy as a result of this. Brock tried his best to knock him down, but he was met with a clothesline. Kurt Angle, meanwhile, was busted open. Back in the ring, Big Show was looking for a superplex, and the commentary was fearing the worst. Angle tried getting involved, but he gets shoved away, and the Big Show took a running power slam. Like, what the hell is up with this Brock Lesnar guy? As Brock goes to the cover, Kurt delivered a loud-ass chair shot before responding with a headshot. Angle's finding success with that chair until Big Show put his foot up. They took a trip to the announce table, leading to an Angle slam, and because the Big Show was gone, it meant a WrestleMania 19 rematch was on the horizon. Brock struggled to stand up well and walked into a flurry of punches. Angle showing intensity, but Brock responded as well. He tossed Angle to the outside and back of the ring. Lesnar found himself in Germany. His Angle hit those suplexes with the second being a release. Ridiculous. Kurt was ready to wrap it up with the Angle slam, but Brock evaded this disaster and bounced back with a spine buster. It was high intensity, high drama. Everything was going well. Lesnar attempted a rear naked choke, wearing down Kurt, possibly knocking him out, and it was looking extremely bleak, but Big Show ruined everything. His cover to end things, and the Giant was seething. He had the choke slam on him, but Lesnar kicked out, and Angle was safe. Brock low blows him, and Angle's back in the match once more. He's delivering those punches. It's an Irish whip, but evades the attack and catches Brock with the ankle lock. He's writhing in pain, of course, but Big Show gets involved, leading to an Angle slam. Brock falls victim as well. 1, 2, 3. New champion. Great matchup. It was intense, violent, exciting, all of those things. Felt like they were lacking some time, though. I think that would have elevated this match greatly. But it's still one of the best main events from 2003, though.
It's possibly one of the best main events, one of the best triple threat main events in 2003, especially on pay-per-view.
Enjoyed every single minute of it, whether it be the Angle and Lesnar battle or Big Show causing chaos. Great match. If you've never watched it before, what are you waiting for? Seriously. Overall, this show.
Also, I want to tell you this. After Vengeance 2003, after Kurt Angle won the WWE Championship off of Brock Lesnar would turn heel the following August, side with the devil himself, Vince McMahon. He would destroy Spanky, Brian Kendrick. He would destroy Zach Gowen in front of his own mother, push him down a flight of stairs, and Brock Lesnar would have that classic WWE Championship match against Kurt Angle at the 2003 SummerSlam event on August 24th on Sunday at Phoenix, Arizona. And those two former amateur wrestlers will also have a classic Iron Man matchup on SmackDown on September the 18th. Possibly one of the best WWE matches in SmackDown history. in my opinion. And the same probably goes for all of you ruthless aggression era fans out there.
Excellent. There ain't a match here that I could say, oh my god, that was terrible. That sucked. That was trash. Nothing. Nothing. I can't say that here. It was very enjoyable for me. You can't go wrong calling it the best SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. You know, it has a right to that. It has a claim to that because there was 3 amazing matches, first of all.
Yeah, three amazing matches overall. Guerrero versus Benoit, Kimin and Mysterio versus the world's greatest tag team, and Lesnar Angle versus Big Show for the WWE Championship. All of those 3 matches are good, and those 3 matches get a 4.25 rating.
Amazing matches. The opener, the tag match, my match of the night, I should know, and the main event. There was 2 decent, good matches there, and it was a very easy watch. Like the 3 hours flew by. If you plan on watching it, like I said, you won't feel as if you wasted your time. That's one thing to mention. Don't feel as if you're wasting your time. And afterwards, you might be more inclined to watch some SmackDown 2003 probably. But yeah, like I said, one of the best pay-per-views of 2003. Match of the night is
Possibly one of WWE's best pay-per-views of 2003, especially during the summertime.
obviously for me, the tag match. Rey Mysterio, like I said, he was a phenomenon during this era of WWE. He was something else. I want to know what your match tonight is. Also, do you guys want me to talk about Money in the Bank 2010? Hell, if you guys want a SummerSlam, I could go and do 01, maybe 99, 04, 05. There's a bunch of SummerSlams we could really go with. And I want to know which one you guys want first. So yeah. That's the first video. Make sure you hit the frog slash on the like button, perhaps the angle slam on the subscribe button. Peace. I'm out.
Hey, this was a great review overall. Make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Premier's YouTube channel, and make sure to follow him on his Twitter and Instagram pages. And if you like this live stream, then make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and follow me on social media also. And as always, Daryl Keyford out, and I'll see you guys in the next video / live stream.